Ready. I just want to first say this is my first panel I'm moderating. I am extremely nervous, but I am very excited to be up here today. So let's jump into it. Okay, I'm first going to tell you a little bit about myself. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Taryn. I wear many community hats. I'm a digital marketing strategist, and I specialize in internet infrastructure, community, and partnerships. So enough about me. The panel theme for today is collaboration in action, elevating network operations together. In this ever-evolving landscape of internet infrastructure, technical excellence is not achieved alone. It's achieved through partnerships, collaboration, and communities just like this one. You can see I'm getting a bit nervous, fidgeting, hands in my pocket, so bear with me. In this panel, we spotlight the power of collaboration amongst engineers, institutions, and organizations, all working together to make the internet a better place. Whether you're a student, a community manager, or even architecting core networks, or even shaping policies. The session is an opportunity to connect, share knowledge, and contribute to bringing the ecosystem closer together. We're going to start off by inviting Sarah from, I need to introduce my panelists. Whew, I'm jumping ahead here. Okay, so first panelist, we have Don from Zanog. You can put up your hand, for those of you who don't know Don. We have Sarah from SDNOG. And then we have Yazid from BJNOG. So let's jump. Yes, sorry. For those of you who don't know, BJNOG is Benin, the country Benin in Africa. So let's jump into it. I would like to invite Sarah up to the podium, and she'll be sharing some interesting insights on the SDNOG initiatives. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Sarah. I'm from Sudan, and I am going to present SudanNOG. If you don't mind, I will be walking here in front of you. Okay. So SudanNOG, it's similar like Zanog for South Africa, but this is for Sudan. We are quite older than Zanog. We started since 2014. And I'm going to tell you just quick things about SDNOG and then about the main initiative that we have done. So SDNOG, it's similar like any NOG in the world. It's open, and it's an open platform for all the network and everyone interested in the internet in Sudan to join the NOG. Why we started the SDNOG? Because in Sudan, I'm not sure if you all hear or know a little bit about Sudan. We are a big country in Africa, but very quiet. We don't have any platform or any media for people to engage to each other or talk or do something. So we wanted to do this because we want to bring people in one platform so they can talk, discuss, and see what's happening. That's why we started this. The NOG is run by volunteer. All of us, we are in the field in a different maybe ISP or a network. And then we decided that would be a good idea because we don't know each other, and why we are doing this, we are going to benefit from each other. So let's do this. So that's what the main initiative, it's literally started by 25 volunteer, all friends in an inner field. They decided to do this. It's non-for-profit, officially organized or registered in the country for non-for-profit organizations. The main mission was nothing except we would like to learn and work together so we can develop our internet system in our country. Okay, not talking about too much about SDNOG, but I'm not sure also how many of you heard about the conflict that's happening in Sudan. It started 2 years exactly in 15 April 2023. There is literally a serious war happening in the country, and I don't, of course, wish anyone to leave that that situation, it was really difficult. It didn't affect only like the infrastructure or anything, but it's really affected our life as a human. So, for example, for one person who lived that situation, in that moment where you feel like you are surrounded by bombs and shooting everywhere, and then you need to decide like, you need to leave the country, that's what the moment that everything has been destroyed. So lots of things has been destroyed, but what we are here for is like what we are interested in, and the network infrastructure that's happened. So this is like a simple picture of what's happening in data center and everything, and you can compare this for everything or all the infrastructure in the country. That's why after 1 year, after everyone like survive their life and become in a situation where we can do something for our community, we started this initiative because, as I said, in the situation we had, it was everything broken around you. So you never think about anything like just how I'm going to survive, me and my family, and that's all. That's all, literally. You don't think about anything behind you. What do I need to carry? It's just carry yourself and survive. That's what the main idea or that's the main situation we have lived. So after 1 year from that, 2024, when we settled and most of the people or the volunteer for SDNOC had been in a situation where what SDNOC can provide for the community in this difficult time, we decided to initiate this project. It's called the Hosting Project. Hosting Project, it's similar like a normal hosting project. We would like to provide a free hosting environment where we can host the most important or critical infrastructure for Sudan that has been destroyed during the conflict. And we notice also not the critical infrastructure also, but there's another category from the community suffering is when you decide to leave your house or to leave your home while there's things happening. You never care about the documents I need to carry, my certificates, my papers, my work evidence, or anything. So the most category that has been affected by this was the student who have been just left the university, graduated, or is still in the university, but they did not finish yet. Because all the infrastructure has been destroyed, so for them, they didn't have any document to prove I'm graduate, I already studied this, or things like that. And that's important because if you are going to be in a different country and then you would like to start a new job or maybe you continue your study, you need a document to prove who you are. That's why we initiated this project. It's a free hosting. We started to communicate with the university. We told them that we will provide a cloud infrastructure in a safe place where all university or all college need to publish their services if they have a copy of it, or we can help you to build your system. So the student who did not finish the college or already finished, they can issue a new certificate from you. That was the main idea, honestly. And then when we started to talk about the community, what other community has been affected, not only university, for example, .sd. If you notice also in the internet, for quite time, .sd wasn't available because also the infrastructure has been destroyed. So we reach out to .sd and we reach out to another community. All of them was the main idea. We would like you to restore your service and start to work. So now, the project has been working for 1 year, I think. Oh, yeah, it is for 1 year and a few months. The community we are hosting in our environment is .sd domain, universities, some hospitals for patients' records, National Information Center. This is information center provide governmental services. So some of them, they need some platform also to run their services. Not governmental 100%, maybe it work with the government or agency in between with the government because the government doesn't want to keep the services outside the country. Public libraries, this is also one of the communities, and lots of charity organizations who are supporting what's happening in this country now, so they need somewhere to host their infrastructure. Of course, we wouldn't be able to do all this work by ourselves. So this is the most important thing. Like, communities need to work with each other so they can help to build for others and to improve the others' communities together. So we couldn't have this initiative or the cloud infrastructure up and running without Inc. support. So thank you so much, .sd people. We are also using some of their infrastructure. NTT Data, thank you so much. I haven't met them personally, but through Nishal, because he knows them, so he was working with them. So thank you, Nishal, and thank you, NTT Data. Agile solution provider, also they are supporting us in this project. And also Global NOG Alliance, Jena, also they are helped us by hosting some infrastructure that we couldn't handle, or when this project started, we couldn't have our own infrastructure yet, so the Global NOG Alliance hosts some of them until we set up the NOG, the SD NOG infrastructure in, with INCS, then we start to move some services there. And of course, ZANOG, so thank you. So this is one of the initiatives that your NOG is doing, so you should be proud of your NOG. Thank you so much for your help and support. That's all. Just one message we would like to share with all the NOGs that we work with or we always communicate with. Like, when you have something, don't think about it, it should be like a standard you need to follow. Like, you want to build a NOG, it should be like 1, 2, 3. There is no standard, there is no book written for how the NOG should work. Think what your community need, what will work with us. And then that's what you need to do. So build something, work for you, own it, and then run it. And then it starts small, and then they'll definitely will grow in some point. Yeah, that's all from me.
Thanks, Sarah. I think we can all say that that's a great example of no matter who you are or where you are, it's important to all come together to make this world a better place. So I think from that we can all agree that we need NOGs, right? So in that context, my next question goes to Don. What led to the creation of ZANOG? And what was the driving force behind it? Sorry.
Ed and I needed somebody else to eat pizza with. No, yeah, I don't want to take too much of the mic. Yeah, people have things to do, so they've been drifting in and out the room. But yeah, I did give a history of ZANOG and where it came from. But essentially, it's to be able to speak to people within the industry to solve problems, and so that's primarily why we ended up. Forming the NOG, and we still got a really long way to go. So, but yeah, that's primarily from our side is to get the people together in the industry. And
when was ZANOG founded or created?
Well, it's NOGs are very community driven, so there's no set dates as such. But we started in 20. No, I don't have my slides, so no. So it's 2017, and then as ZANOG officially sort of was registered as an organization in 2023. So yeah, that's 2017, I guess.
Yeah, awesome. So speaking to what Sarah Donald said, you can see there's definitely a common thread that community is a powerful asset. So speaking to that, Yazid, could you please tap into the creation of BJNOG?
Thank you. So I think it's similar to ZA. Yeah? There is no real date back to the history of BJNOG. But what I could just say is that around 2010, to gather together, and we start together, and we started this. If I well recall, back to the bar camps. I think some communities have gone through the bar camps initiative, where we initiative and continue the. So it was already with an open mind behind that. And after the bar camps, we ran the bar camps like for 4 years. And in 2013, 2014, we wanted to get something more structured. And we were thinking about the NOG. But then there was no real, I would say, volunteers to, let's say, to take the lead on the NOG. But looking behind, I think we were impressed by what running a NOG meant at that time. So we didn't move to the NOG itself. But we moved to something else, which is known now as the Benin DNS Forum. It was the first forum at national level in the continent. And we started this right after the first Africa DNS Forum. So we were actually inspired by the Africa DNS Forum, but we wanted something totally different. Instead of just, the technical conference, the conference with the technical, with the non-technical topics, so presentations and panels, etc., etc. We wanted something more focusing on the technical aspect of it. So we started with the Benin DNS Forum in 2015, and then again, the need to have the NOG came around 2016. And we started informally, the NOG. That's how the name Beji NOG actually came on. And we started, but I don't want to get into a certain period. Maybe we will come back on it. But now, really, what we are, because we are still missing some volunteers to take the lead of it. This is really, if you go through our story, this is really a key weakness that we have gone through. And the solution that we are now putting in place is to have the ISOC chapter to provide the secretariat for the NOG. This is the direction that we are now taking. And that's what I could say. To make it short, there is no specific exact date around Beji NOG, but there is a story behind it. Yeah.
Thanks, Yazid. Sure, go for it, Don.
I've got a mic, so I can use it. So I don't actually know the history, but I believe that there was a NOG. You see, I haven't been in the ISP space for that long, so. But I believe that there was a NOG in the Western Cape in my time. Actually, no, it would have been. Yeah. But I think network operator group that happened. Maybe if somebody does know it, come find me and chat.
And volunteering, but what does that actually mean? To Sarah. But what's in it for us as individuals?
Why do you volunteer? If you do any kind different, it will be just in one routine. Same people work, and you will get your own salary, and that's all. In some point, you will feel like you do. So having or doing something different, like volunteering, is something that you love, especially in your field, for example, networking, or maybe different, it doesn't need to be networking. But it will be different, honestly. Meeting new people, that will be awesome. And this is what Donald already explained in his slide earlier when he was talking about Zonep. Even sometimes when you meet a people during any kind of event, either it's SNOG or any event, some point, if you need them, you already know them because you have met them in one activity, we have done this together, we socialize, we made a friend, so if you need them, you will find them, they will provide you with help. Doesn't need to be like always work, right? Here you have coffee, you drink beer and socialize. It's a lot of fun, right? So that's why I feel like all of us need to do this kind of work somehow. Doesn't need to be, as I said, voluntary in a field, like in networking, in a not. Maybe in other kind of charity organization, whatever you feel you are happy with it. Do it and see the difference in your life. It wouldn't be like the normal thing that I'm doing, or this is the same life, a routine that I'm surviving on. But we all encourage you to volunteer in NOG because NOGs need you also. They need to benefit from your experience. They need to benefit from your connections, from what you have learned. And always, as Nishal also mentioned, it will be some point where same faces, same people saying the same things all in all. They need a new blood, new faces, new ideas, new ways for thinking. So that's why they will need all of you to volunteer, or we need always new blood to volunteer to come and join this community so we can learn from them. And it's a volunteer, right? You can do it. If you feel like, no, it's not my thing, then you can leave. But the most important thing, you should try. Try it, give it time, commitment, effort, and then you will see the difference, honestly. That's what I think.
Thanks, Sarah. I could not agree more, and I think from my side, I can definitely say that I'm a little bit of a volunteer addict, in my opinion. But just tapping into what Yazid mentioned, you said that you had trouble acquiring volunteers. What initiatives have you put in place to get that volunteer number up to help your NOG?
Okay, thank you. Let me go back again to history behind the link to Benin. So when we started running the bar camps, of course, the same people leading the initiative, trying to get new, blood getting in, and of course it wasn't easy. Some people looking from outside always think that you are getting some specific interest by running and by doing this. Maybe you are getting money and you are getting some advantages, etc., etc. So sometimes they are curious and they come in, they maybe try once and they realize that, well, there is nothing we get as income, as direct income, and they just discourage. So only those who have this passion of, getting people together, sharing, but also learning, putting others in spotlight, etc., etc. Only those will always get together and sacrifice to move the idea forward. And we are getting here now, but there is the PC, there is the technical community. There are so many volunteers who, individually, of course, taken individually, we are probably not, bringing a lot, but as a team, we bring and we achieve a lot. So sometimes it is really difficult for people to understand that. And they just see the whole picture and they feel like, oh, this is not for me, this is not for me. So what we did was, first of all, to focus on the ISOC chapter and to, because we were going through some rejuvenation process, etc., etc., The chapter was dormant because it was hostaged by, one group of people. And we really, we were seen as rebels at that time because we wanted to take it back and move it for the success of the community. So we succeeded into that, and we started going into the universities, talking to the youngers, showing them what the internet really is. It's not just plugging the cable or turning on the Wi-Fi and having the internet. No, it goes far beyond than that. There are so many people working, there are so many organizations working to have this, to make this internet successful. And they started seeing this as, wow, this is an opportunity. We are having one chance to connect the theory that we are learning at school with the practice, right? And we started also changing the way that we do things. We delegate, and we trust also those youngers, and we show them how to do things. Sometimes they came to us with, of course, we don't have the answer, but as the lead, we had to find the answer and come back to them. So we were all young, again, I'm talking about 12 years ago. But it was difficult, but we tried to navigate this. And what we are seeing now, those who are leaders in the community now are the youngers that we brought in 10 years ago. 7 years ago. They were like second year of university. They knew nothing about this, but they found an opportunity to learn. They found people who trust, who believed in them, and that's how we went through. Of course, there is also another side of this story. We had some people who wanted to get money out of this. And it was a real difficult period of time for us. They run this to get some sponsors and sit down on the money without, giving to the community. So sometimes when we say community, when we say volunteers, there are some people who have a totally different, objective behind. So it takes time to identify what is the exact interest of each of us. And sometimes, unfortunately, it takes time to discover this and, let's say, to eliminate those who are not sharing the same idea, the same goals. Of course, as Sarah said, we all need, this stable income, but we cannot take the community as our income and the revenue generating source. And this is some of the challenges that we went through in Benin. Thank you.
Don, you wanted to say something? Thanks, Yazid.
So Ed and I are retiring after this. We're sitting on the sponsor money. No, not at all. I just wanted to quickly say what is very fortunate for, I think, us is that, my employer, the one that, I get the stable income from, allows me the time and the space to do it. Once you have an income and you don't have to worry about putting about all those things, that then you can clear your mind to help and to volunteer things. And I think generally in society we're sitting at a point where we, there are people that are just trying to get the revenue or the money in so that they can put food on the table, and then they're saying, well, why even thinking about volunteering when I can't get anything back for it? Whether that's turning into greed or whether it's just by simple necessity, is I think a very deep conversone. But let's move on.
Thanks, Don. Yazid, you wanted to say something?
You are so right, Donald. Just maybe one or two comments into this. So I clearly remember for my own story. When I moved from my first employer to the second one, I felt like, okay, now I can take some risks, right? I can give much more to the community than what I was doing. But even with the first employer, I already had that spirit of, sharing with the community, bringing the community together and help to move, try to put some of the issues or some of the challenges that we have in the country on the table, try to find the right people who can help, who have the knowledge, etc., etc. But you are definitely right. When you have a more stable, situation, you feel that you are much more comfortable to take some risk, and it's totally right. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think that explains that it's important to have the support of institutions, organizations, universities, all coming together, working together to help raise the bar for network operators in South Africa and even beyond. And I want to tap into a little bit about what Yazid mentioned with regards to funding. And my question goes to Don. How should NOGs handle funding better?
Give me more and I can go. No, so I think, and I'd be interested to hear about it from your side, but we've been so well supported that for us funding hasn't been an issue. And what it can do is we can use any excess funding that's come from a particular event and plow that into other events like training or the next event. I guess the question comes in, at what point, even though at what point does an organization, and it doesn't have to even be a NOG, does it become a non-profit? I'm not saying a commercial organization for profit, but a non-profit. So, where you are employing people, I mean, for this conference, things are not volunteered. You have to pay for the venue, you have to pay for the sound equipment. Sure, you could bring in some favors, but at some point you have to pay for a service, and that's why you need the funding to make it more professional. At what point do you start to say, well, this is becoming more of a full-time thing where you have to pay somebody to look after infrastructure, or you have to pay for, because you're doing so many events, that you have people working full-time on it, so they're not volunteers anymore, but they are they're employees essentially. You could still be a non-profit, but you can still be employing people. At what point does a NOG move to that? So you look at a NANOG where they run these massive events. I honestly don't know their funding model and how much of it is volunteer versus operations. I think the operations guys are paid, but I mean things like program committees are not. And those are important things that money is not involved because money is evil. Anyway, yeah. So I think it depends. We got to talk about these things from each of our individual perspectives on how do we move from volunteering to a non-profit where somebody's volunteering so much of their time that actually they need to be compensated for it to stay comfortable.
Yes, did you want to say something? Thanks, Don.
If I may, yeah.
Of course.
Quickly. Do you want to step in? Okay. So, my opinion on this is probably slightly different from ZANOG. Probably also related to our story. So, we started from zero. So, no founding, nothing. And starting from there, you have to think about how do you get the first sponsorship, right? Based on what? Of course, you have to bring something on the table. You have to show people that you have been doing something and they can trust you. Because no organization will just put money like that. And then you have to also show that those organizations who trust you that at the end of the event, this is what we did. And so that you can, let's say, secure for next year, right? And then you have to also anticipate if next year they don't give you money, because you are a very small country, right? Mm-hmm. Up to now, we are just 17 Afrinic members in the country. So we are not like South Africa, right? In terms of the diversity and the markets, et cetera, et cetera. So we need to really think rigorously, I would say. And this is probably one of the areas where we had the challenges, because some people wanted, like, okay, we had enough sponsors, we can use the money the way we want it, right? While others are thinking long term and say, no, we cannot. We have to really, even 1 cent that we are spending, we need to confirm that it's worth it. We need to check if there are alternatives and try to save as much as money possible, so that even if next year there is no sponsor, we can still do activities. Or if we would like to diversify also in terms of activities or in terms of events, we'll be able to, you know, on ourselves to run them. And this is some time where you start seeing some very, the truth, right? The real faces out of some people. Of course, I'm not saying that nothing needs to be paid. People use the time, but they also need some money to make calls, to go and negotiate the prices, etc., etc. But at the end, we need to think the sustainability of the NOG, especially in these kind of countries where we do not have very strong, well-established organizations that are ready to put money all the time. We need to be very cautious, and I think that there are many NOGs suffering this kind of discipline, I would say, in terms of how they plan and how they spend the different sponsorships that they receive.
Yeah, thanks. That's interesting, and I think we can all conclude that one size doesn't fit all when it comes to establishing NOGs. I want to speak more about collaboration, particularly cross-organizational collaboration. I think, in my opinion, collaboration and consistency is key to success. So my question goes to Don. What are some of the ZANOG's collaborative projects that you consider a success?
I think also if the audience has questions, they can probably also at any point.
Sorry,
you know,
yes.
we are. It's while we're discussing things, you're also welcome to jump in.
Any questions?
Sit down, Michelle. So the question was collaboration. Yeah. So you know, I am a huge fan of SDNOG. You know, they are probably in my book the best NOG in the world.
You?
You know, NANOG is the biggest and, you know, the flashiest and all the rest of it. But when it comes to the true spirit of it, you know, I've seen your training materials and things like that. You know, the focus on these workshops that you do over the weekend. You know, because people would rather do the workshops and training during the week so that they can miss work. but the people that attend at SDNOGs are doing this over the weekend in their own time. And I think by working with the likes of, speaking, when we attend NOGs and try to understand how you do it and get some ideas and share those sorts of things is probably one of the things. I haven't been particularly involved with it, but Sarah's spoken about the project and the involvement from other members of ZANOG and the INKS team, and so these things happen, I think attending each other's NOGs as well, if it's able to show everybody that there's a big world out there.
Oh, I think that's a great answer. I think we have about 5 minutes left of the panel, but something that I think is important to communicate is how can we volunteer? How, where, what contacts? Anyone from the audience would like to volunteer? I would like to see that. Sarah, how can we get hold of SDNOG to volunteer?
We already have lots of members not from Sudan. And a lot of people come and attend the SDNOG events or the conferences. So it's open, free for everyone to join the mailing list. We have a mailing list. If you go to sdnog.sd, then that's an official website. You will find all the mailing list link. And other thing, you can go to our wiki page, where we document everything. And that's one of the things that I think, I'm happy, I'm proud that we are doing that. We literally document everything. So when you come to funding issues, sustainability, everything, you have documents. So to prove to the sponsors, to the ministry, to the regulator, and I think that's one of the things that I am proud we have done. It took a lot of time and a lot of work from us, but that's make our life easy when now we go and talk to people like we are SDNOG. We are already known in our community. So join mailing list, go visit our wiki page, docs.sdnog.sd or wiki.sdnog.sd, and then happy to provide any idea, comments, project, participate. It's open for everyone. Sometimes when people ask me and I speak very very quiet about or anything about it, it's just easy. And then they told me it's not easy. No, it is, and you don't need to start. As I said, fancy and bigger thing. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Get hold of your team.
So, like I said, what we are doing now is to move the NOG activities and secretariat under the chapter, the ISOC chapter, because we have worked now to have the chapter running very well. And the Benin chapter is one of the most performing chapters from Internet Society in the region. And anyone who joins the chapter is open. We are the current board has started in January. They have 2 years term, and this is also something that we are doing. We don't want the NOG to be branded or attached to one person. That's why we prefer to make it linked to the chapter, and the board will be managing. But of course, we have some people behind who are giving some advice and guidance and all of this. So you are more than welcome to join our ISOC chapter, and anytime there are some initiatives that have been approved for this year. As NOG activities and NOG events. So, and we are going to have 4 cafe NOGs for this year. It will be after work sessions, and there are 2 events that are scheduled. Probably under the ISOC chapter website, more detail will be provided on due time. So you are more than welcome to join the chapter, and of course to join any of those initiatives you might be interested in. That's what I could say. Probably one more thing in terms of collaboration, very quickly. Although we were not able to properly establish the NOG, the team and the different stakeholders from different operators have been talking to each other and providing support to each other whenever needed. We have gone through some technical crises over the years, and we can see how the collaboration has been. The single issue that still remains is this: who will run the NOG? And I hope that we found the solution now. Let's run it for 2-3 years and see. Hopefully, I will be able to see how it goes. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's from what I've got out of that, I think it's important to always hear what the community has to say and take that feedback to always improve and make things better. That brings us, actually, we have questions.
Yeah,
sorry, can't see. Yes.
Darshan from Too Much Wi-Fi. I just have a quick question regarding to Sarah. I know after the infrastructure was damaged and migrated, did you experience any cyber-related attacks, and how did you mitigate that? And I think that goes to other NOGs as well, community-based services. How do you prevent them from being maliciously attacked? And if you had malicious attacks, would you provide feedback to the community that there has been an occurrence?
We do, a lot. So there's a lot of details about the project, but I didn't present on a slide. SDNOG didn't have infrastructure in the ground in Sudan. That wasn't a project for us. This project has been just initially built because of the conflict happened, after the conflict. We used to have, like when we do conference, we go to our big sponsor is always the regulator. They love us and we love them, so we tell them, like, don't give us money, in kind, host us, that's it. Give us everything we need, this is the list, and do it. So we didn't have like infrastructure well established or set up to do this kind of project. We did this project after the conflict, as I mentioned, and we had some money left from, we were supposed to do an event, and it didn't work because of war, so we have some money from the sponsor. So we told them that we will use this money, we are going to buy servers, and we will find a place they can host us. So we did the search, we communicate with Inc. Thank you, Inc. again, and ZANOG. We told them that we would like to do this. Can you help us? We have quite not a lot of money, but we can buy like maybe small servers. We will do this, and then we need a place where they can host us with the power, connectivity, and cooling and a space for it. They agreed, and that was very generous from them. The only problem, they said, IBs. We don't have IBs for you. Public IBs, because when you do that, you need public IBs for your service to do. I'm sorry, I will speak faster, I'm not good. So we asked our community, we are planning to do this, but we don't have an IBs for that. So who can provide an IBs so we can run these servers? That idea came from .sd people. They have their own IBs and AS number, but they don't use them because they don't have infrastructure running. So we told them, okay, we are going to split the IPs you have. They have, I think, /23. We will take a /24 from you, and then we will globally route this from where we are going to host our infrastructure. We will host your infrastructure.sd because we are using your IPs, but we are going to provide infrastructure for other community like university, and this is the biggest one. They agreed for it, and then we came and we found like who is going to provide transit for this IP, and that's what our generous sponsor from South Africa, they decided we will help you to do that. They helped us to do that, but that's all. So all the service has been set up and run, but there is no any security issues around it. The main focus for us, now we need to, how to secure this infrastructure. We make it very clear for every people or for every community we are working with. We are providing zero security on this. You need to secure your service by yourself. We don't have that thing. The only thing we can do, we can make you like each service in a different VLAN. We will provide the security on a layer 3, like in a network, on a layer 3 connectivity. But we can't build a huge firewall, packet, what is it called, like inspect your packet, try to close this and do that. We wouldn't be able to do that. We are volunteer, we can do that. Everyone have a different responsibility, else we're still recovering from what we have, but we can't do everything for you. So you need to take responsibility of your service too and make it sure. When we start this project, like especially from university, lots of spam and lots of problems. But as much it was irritating and not comfortable because you need to work on this and they put a lot of work for you. I'm a volunteer, I have other things to do. But it was also a good thing that for them to take a responsibility of these things and fix it. We tell them, like, if you didn't fix this, we were going to shut up your VM. We were a little bit strict, but at the same time, we needed to do that. Otherwise, you are going to affect other people in the same infrastructure. So the I think the advantage of this project, yes, we help you to provide your service and do your service online, but at the same time, you need to take responsibility for it. I will help you with the one step, but I can't take you for the whole steps. That wouldn't work. So after that, after the first 3 or 4 months from this project has been initiated, a lot of spam, and lots of emails, block this IP, this has been blocked. But now everything is stable. I'm glad that they are taking care of their services. Now less work from us, so that's good. Yeah, we had a lot of things. I can tell you more details if you want, maybe separate or in the lunch. Oh, at lunch.
We have another question.
Hi, Nishal Govardhan, this time with my InkZA hat. Just to add to what Sarah said, actually they were under denial of service attack many times. I can say this as the people that provide IP transit to them, and we managed to absorb that. And a shout out to the volunteers that have also provided them support. So that's NGT Data and Agile SP. Their teams were fantastic when it got to helping us to secure the infrastructure that is supporting them. So, Sarah, I guess you didn't even see it because I didn't get around to telling you, but it was the Agile and the NTT team in the background that did that. Still Nishal Govardhan, but with my Global Network Alliance hat on, board member Global Network Alliance. We see similar things with Ukraine, right? Keep Ukraine Connected is a project that we've been involved in for a long time at GNA, trying to keep infrastructure online. And it's absolutely, who asked the question? Here, someone. It's absolutely not uncommon to see areas that are under stress, for example, Ukraine, for example, Sudan, then see attacks coming in from, well, people that are trying to be unnecessarily mean to them, right, for whatever reasons. And again, shout out to the community efforts. It's the community in the Ukraine, it's the community in Sudan that helps keep all of this infrastructure running. Thanks.
Thanks, Nishal. Just one second. Just 1 second.
I can ask. Can you go ahead?
One more question. Sorry, I just got a technical error that I had to sort out. So, sorry, go ahead. My apologies.
All right, thank you so much. My name is Clever from Zambia, and thanks for this session. Very enlightening. So, learning from your experience, what things would you advise us to put in place as we want to start the NOG? I don't know who's going to pick that, but
I can start with that one. A NOG can be anything. It's as we alluded to during the session, is that it takes many different forms, and it can just be 3 people, doing a hackathon together, trying to figure out how to make a Microtech router work. and that can grow to, you know, a nanog type of thing. But I think what's important, maybe other people have other opinions about it, but I think from my opinion is that it shouldn't be attached to any particular organization. I think there should be support from organizations, but it should be run by individuals. And if there's anything that I can sort of finish off with is that succession, I just want to say, sorry, I think Jim probably thinks that you're a very good student with your cataloging of the history of SDNOG. Yeah, I think succession is an important thing. So when you're starting off, you know, Nishal was saying earlier, volunteers get tired, you know, and maybe one day, you know, Ed or myself might fail the bus test, but we need someone to you sort of take over from there. And so it is important that when you are talking these things and just, yeah, getting together, I think the most important thing is getting some sort of conversation going. So whether the conversation is over a mailing list, which people under 30, I think they don't know how to use email, so then you have to go to something like Signal or Telegram, WhatsApp, but some other form, but just get the conversation going. I think one of the biggest conversations that are happening at the moment, you know, is on the ZANOG Telegram discuss group, which my personal opinion is probably too noisy, but the point is conversation is happening. And so start there. Start with getting people to talk to each other, have in-person events, you know, big countries where the cities are far apart, it is difficult and expensive for everybody to come together. That's why ZANOG chose to do these small in-person events. I think you mentioned that that's what you're doing. After work, get-togethers, start there.
Thanks, Don. Sarah, you have anything to add?
Like a small advice, hopefully it will be small. The first thing, see what your community is missing. Like, do you miss a place for people to communicate, to talk, or is that going to work with them if we do it like weekly, monthly? How do you want it? Or no, using a mailing list, for example, or WhatsApp. So what is missing in your community? That's what you need to find. And number two, try to involve, of course, you need people with experience, but at the same time, try to involve the student or fresh graduate or the people who just going to join the community. Those also will be very helpful. They will have energy. I'm telling you, like for now, SDNOG have like hundreds of volunteers from students because they have time more than the people who are working. So and they are willing to do things because they have energy. Honestly, we are getting old. I know. So those are the most two advice I think you should go with them, and then ask them, what do you prefer to do? Do you want us to do this regularly? How do you need a technical workshop? Do you need forums? Do you need people to come outside to come and talk to you? Do you need us to find some people here from local? Then we will start with them, and then we see what we are missing, and then we go outside and ask, we need help with this and this and this. So always seek what do you have, and I'm telling you, like, you will surprise with the what's it called? Like I'm trying to find the word, with the chances or the opportunities you find in your community. Maybe it's not clear, but when you do digging and see more what's happening in my community, you will find lots of talented people, and they are willing to help, but they just didn't find the chance. So when you provide them with the chance, they will jump in. So yeah, that's all my advice. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, just 1 second, guys. 1 second.
If they have.
Sorry about that. I've just received news that a tech journalist has been listening in on our panel online, and she would actually like to tune in for a special report. This is what my tech team has just let me know. So sorry that I just ran off the stage there, but I believe there's a video. If we could please bring that up.
Thank you, Taryn. Hello from Cape Town, South Africa. I'm Emma Stone, reporting live from the Cape Town International Convention Centre. After tuning in to today's powerful panel online, one thing is certain. History has been made for Africa's tech internet community. This afternoon's headline panel has drawn the largest number of no volunteers ever recorded across Africa. Yes, you heard that right. Over 150 sign-ups across the continent. Let that sink in just for a moment. For those of you just stepping into the world of internet infrastructure and its vibrant community, this is a truly exciting time. Network engineers, ISPs, data center experts, IXPs, content providers, policymakers, research, and even students from various universities across Africa, and even non-technical contributors are all coming together to be a part of something bigger. One thing is clear. This panel left an impact with a simple yet powerful truth. Community is the greatest asset. So to everyone watching, whether you are in Africa or anywhere in the world, step up, be the change, and help shape a more connected future forward. Signing off from the CTICC in Cape Town, I'm Emma Stone. Stay connected and see you at the next NAM. Back to you in Durban, and a big thank you to the Zanok team for having me today.
Okay, interesting. Thanks, Emma. So I think we have three keywords here: volunteer, volunteer, and volunteer. So, catch any one of us in the hallways or at lunch. To wrap things up, I just want to thank the panelists and, of course, you attending the conference, and also the people online. And if you've ever thought of signing up or getting involved, volunteering, I think this is your sign. Community is the greatest asset. Thanks, guys. Have a good lunch. Oh, I invite Sam up to the stage for a lightning talk. Sorry. Thanks, Sam. And then we head off to lunch.